Okay, hello. Hopefully everyone can hear me. So I'm Ethan. This is the Valley's Code Club YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be looking at some Pong on Scratch. This is the last one for this year, so I thought I would wear my very appropriate Christmas jumper. I don't know if you can see up there. So yeah, today we're going to be looking at Scratch again. So Pong back in the day was all I know a lot of people had, so I think going back to how gaming used to be is a pretty cool idea to do. So yeah, if you would just load up Google, and then we'll go to Scratch. Should be the first one that comes up, and then click that one. Okay, so we're back at the home page for Scratch. We've looked at this before in a couple of other videos we've done. Again, you can upload your own games and stuff here that you've made yourself for other people to do. So if you go up to ideas, first of all, it gives you a couple of ideas of what you can do on here. And if you scroll down, you should see Pong game come up. So if we click on that, and then you can either download it, like print it off, or if you're looking to start your own code clubs, you can download an educator's guide, which gives you a little bit of hints and tips on how to start building it. So let's try it out, shall we? Okay, wait for it to load. Okay, so we have looked at this before in a couple of other videos, but if you're not familiar, this is your stage on the right over here. So whenever you add in your own sprites and stuff down here, that's where they'll appear. And then we've got our coding section here, where we drag and drop our different code blocks, and then they should hopefully make the characters do whatever we want them to do. Okay, so if we just start by deleting the cat sprite, because we don't need that in this one. You can go ahead and watch a video first of all if you want. I'm not going to watch it because I think it's a bit long, so I think I'll just skip to the first set of instructions we're given. So we need to add a background, otherwise, I mean, you could not have a background and it would be more like the original Pong, but I think having some sort of background is going to be a pretty cool idea. So again, you can pick whatever you want, really. So I think they use this one as the standard one, but again, you can pick whatever one you want. You can pick soccer ball, maybe. You've got shops and stuff. So I'll stick with the Neo Tunnel, but you can choose whatever you want. Okay, so we've got our background stage in. We can then move on to the next step. Okay, so Pong, we need a ball to hit back and forth at the top of the screen. So to do that, we need to click on the little cat icon, and then we can use wherever we want. So if your background is a football field, you could choose a football, or if it was a shop, you could choose like a fruit or something, or if it was some trees, you could choose like a beetle or something. So I'm gonna choose the normal ball, but you can choose whatever one you want. Okay, so I've now got my ball in here. So we've just added in the ball. Okay, so this is our first section of code. When you're doing this, you want to make sure that you're clicking on the different sprites you've got in. So you can tell that by down here, you see it's highlighted in blue. So that means we've clicked on the ball. So wherever we put inside this ball now, this ball's code, it should hopefully make it bounce. Hopefully, we'll give it a go now. Okay, so we're looking for an orange one here. So an event. So what this is telling us, that when we click the go flag at the top here, we then want the ball to start moving around the screen a bit. So if we start off by dragging that in, and then we need a direction, so that would be a motion, because we want it to go in whichever way we tell it to move. So point in direction, and then it's telling us 45 degrees. Again, you know, you could, it's handy to have this here. So we can just drag it straight to 45, and then we want control and a forever. So this means that it will always do this continuously. It's not sort of like a loop where you need to repeat there, or you know, whether you know, a repeater or wait 1 second. We just want it to carry on forever. So we want it to move 15 steps. So again, motion, see if I can find it. Move, point towards, I can't find it. Move 15 steps. I got it, right to the top. First one. Well done if we found it straight away. 15. So we then want it to bounce back if it touches the left, bottom, right and the top of the stage here. So you know, the left side, top, bottom and the middle. Otherwise it'll just disappear off the screen, but we want it to bounce back for us to hit it back with our little moving platform. So if on edge, there, if on edge, bounce. So check that under there. Okay, so we can move on to the next step. To see if it has worked, you just click on the green flag, because we've told the code to work when we click the flag, and then hopefully, yeah, see, so that's a really cool way, and it's completely random. And now we need to add in the platform to hit it back and for the top. So if we stop that and then we expand this back up, okay, so now it's telling us to add in a paddle. So this is the moving platform that we're gonna have in at the bottom. Okay, so again, you could have whatever you want. You could choose a broom if you wanted, a piece of bread, a button, but we are looking for a platform for mine. We've got a line there, wand, paddle. Okay, so I'll add in my paddle down to the bottom. So again, it's there. And if you're thinking where's the code disappeared from the ball, it's hidden away in the ball. So just make sure that when you're adding in these different pieces of code that they're in the right sprite. So if you click on the paddle, it should disappear. Okay, and now this is where we want that paddle to follow wherever the mouse goes. So if we find an event, again, we only want it to start when we click on the green flag. So, and we need another forever loop to happen, and then another motion, I believe. Set X to, and then we need a sensing, because the mouse is like an outside object type thing, so we want it to be able to sense the mouse. So if we add in that into there, and there we go. Okay, so if we now drag that down to say the bottom, possibly, if you want, again you can click next, and then that says the ball sprite. Okay, so if you shrink that, okay, now click go, you should be able to see now that you've got your little paddle that you can drag back and forth with the mouse. But right now, if you look, the ball just carries on hitting the bottom and bouncing back. So in the next few steps, we'll look at how you add in a bottom layer and how you just end the game, because that's the aim of the game. You're not supposed to let it touch the ground beneath your paddle. So that'll be in the next few steps. So click stop at the top and then expand here. Okay, so now it says select the ball sprite, and they've got a line in here as well, so just keep an eye on what we need to do with our line. So we click on the ball one. Okay, so this may look a little bit confusing to start with, but we'll work through it now. Okay, so we need another separate piece of code in here. So you see this one hasn't been touched, that's why it's been dimmed out. So we need to add in a way for the paddle to realize that the ball is hitting the actual paddle itself, and then to rebound it back. So just turn in the 180 degrees and then move those 15 steps up then. So let's start by adding in an event, and then we need another forever loop. So if we find our forever loop, okay, so now we need an if statement. So this is a rule where it says if this happens, we need something to happen, otherwise it won't do, it'll just keep going as the code works. So we need if touching paddle, so if our ball is touching the paddle, so we need a sensing one because we need to know if it's touching. So touching here. We also need, I've added in, no, we need a forever loop first. So if I add in an if, it needs to have the diamond shape on it. So add in that there. Okay, another sense one, so we need the touch in, because that's a diamond shape, we need it to go in another diamond. So you can see the two are similar shapes, so drag that and drop it in there. Okay, oh, okay, oh, we're back. Okay, so we want it to click on the paddle, or you could set it to the edge if you wanted, but there's no really need for that. So we choose the paddle again, and then if we just skip through some of these. Okay, so we now need it when it hits the paddle to turn 180 degrees, so just reversing it and then moves 15 steps back that way. So if we shrink that, so we need a turn, so motion, so turn, and then we need to move 15 steps. Okay, again, you can play with all these numbers if you want, you know, add in your own numbers, see how crazy you can get it. 180, and then we need 15 steps to match those 15 steps there. So if we try that, 15 steps. Okay, and now if we click right, that's telling us to add in the score, but if you just test this out here now. Okay, so you can see now, oh, you see it's reversing back now. So you're not supposed to let it hit the floor. Ooh. And that's the aim of the game then. But now we'll have a look at adding in a score. So for each time the ball hits the paddle, we want a score variable to go up. So if we stop that at the top here, expand it a little bit to see some more. Okay, so now it's adding in a score variable. So that's in these orange blocks down here. So if we try a variable, we need to make a new one. I'll call mine score. You can do as well. Score. Okay. Click OK. And then you should see the score variable highlighted over here. Okay. Next step. We've done that. So choose score from the menu when we add in. So this needs to be in the ball section. So we need a variable change. So we want to each time the ball hits the paddle, we want to change the score up by 1. So we tell it we need the score to go up by 1 each time. Okay, so click next, and we need to drag that then in between the if and the turn on the ball. And then if we go next, Okay, we'll just shrink that for now, and you can see the scores popped up here. Okay, so then if we go again, so if I just don't, if I try and miss it on purpose, it'll, no score will go up, but then as soon as I, whoop, 5, 6, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so you can see the scores building up there. We're on to the last few steps now. Okay, so if you see, I've just paused, well, I've stopped the game there, but if I was to carry on playing now, the score would still continue to be the same. Even though I've just paused the game, it should stop it. So a way we can beat that is by, when we click the green flag, it sets the score back to a 0 again. So it's nothing too difficult. So again, we need an event. If you can click on the background over here as well, you try that. And then we need another variable to tell it to set it back to 0. So score. So that's the same there. If we shrink that, so my score is now on 18. If we go play, yep, see. So it's at 2, we'll get 3. Pause it. So it's on 3, reset, and now it's back to 0. Okay, so that's, we've got a score and resetting in. So add the line sprite. So they'd added this in earlier, but now we're gonna add it in ourselves. So again, you can add, use whatever you want. You could use people if you wanted. I'm gonna look for that line again. I'm sure it was down here somewhere. Where is it? Okay, so it's here, the line. That's what I'm gonna use. So if we drag that down below our paddle, it should just fit in. I'm going to drag my paddle up a little bit. So now we've added in our line. What do we need to do now? So when we click the green flag, we want it to repeat forever that if the ball touches that line, we want it to stop all the code that's happening. So stop everything, and then you should see the score stop. You should see the ball stop itself. So let's give this part a go. Make sure you're on your line down here, and then we need an event. So when we click the green flag, we need a forever and an if. So we need an if over here. Again, we need to match that with a diamond shape, so that means it's a sensing one. So sense, so touching, again, that goes in there. We need to select one from here, so we need the ball, and then we need stop all. So that's another control, I believe. Oh no, sorry, it's an event. Stop all. Unless it's a control, perhaps. Yeah, stop all. Sorry, stop all. Okay, so we'll give this a go now. I believe that's the end. Yep, so that's the end then. So again, you can have a look online to see if there's any other things you could add in. You could possibly add in a second ball if you wanted, or a time limit. So you could say 30 seconds you've got to score as many points as you want without dying. There's loads of different features you can add in onto this, so I'll try and get to 5 here. Hopefully it works. Yeah. Okay. Oh, 6. Okay, so I'll let it touch the end, and it stops all. So now the game's finished. So then if I want to restart and try and beat that score of 8, I can just re-go. Okay. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then if I let it touch the ground, okay, so it stops then. So this is Pong made in Scratch. It's a really nice tutorial, if you're just getting started or anything. It's a nice easy one to do yourself. If you're looking to save it or something to your computer, you go file at the top and save to your computer, and it'll save the file then. So yeah, this is all I want to show you this video. It's the last one of 2020, so yeah, hopefully 2021 there'll be a few more videos being made on you. And if you know anyone who's interested in these type of videos, or who wants to get into coding or start to learn, please show them these videos. That would really help. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next year. Bye.